What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel, and today, this is our final Madden 23 rebuild, getting ready to stick the nail in the coffin of what was an alright year of Madden. You know, I don't want to take up too much time recapping, reminiscing over the year that was. I think, generally speaking, Madden 23 will be remembered for the unfortunate franchise-breaking glitches and bugs that would often corrupt franchise modes, make them unusable, losing franchises due to glitches and stuff like that. Which I think is fair, because that's the only time issues like this have been this widespread, this prevalent. There's a reason why you get a freaking discount on Madden 24. That's how badly they botched this whole thing in Madden 23. I think as far as like mechanics are concerned, as far as playing the game, I like Madden 23. I wouldn't say I loved it, wouldn't say it's my favorite Madden of all time, but like gameplay felt pretty good on next gen. Franchise mode, you know, we're in that bubble of like franchise mode starting to get some TLC, and you know, generally speaking, when Madden 23 worked well and you didn't have to have any anxiety about your franchise crashing and all that stuff, had a pretty good time. Had a blast with the Panthers franchise, had some fun times here with our rebuilds across different types of rebuild series, but it's time to usher out an era. And this is our last rebuild. It's the only rebuild that was even remotely interesting of all the teams we've yet to rebuild from the fallout of the 2023 NFL Draft. And obviously, I don't want to do too many of these too close to the next game, because ultimately, you know, we are kind of just projecting the new roster. So I don't want that much layover. We got about 2 weeks until the new Madden drops. So that's a nice little buffer period between this rebuild and once we get into the new game. But I felt like the Chicago Bears were worthy of it. So let's take a look at the Chicago Bears from the fallout of the 2023 NFL Draft, where they selected Darnell Wright, the tackle out of Tennessee, in the first round. Was a former 5-star recruit, big-time tackle recruit. Had some ups and downs through his career, but finished strong, dominated in the SEC, and worthy of a selection to help keep Justin Fields upright. They added Nate Davis in free agency, and I think that's a solid offensive line. Cole Kmet and Bobby Tunyon. Nice 1-2 punch at tight end. You got Darnell Mooney, Tyler Scott, Chase Claypool, and the massive trade to trade out of the first overall pick with the Carolina Panthers to bring in superstar wide receiver DJ Moore, who's definitely one of the more underrated wide receivers in the NFL. And it's going to be nice to see Justin Fields with a elite weapon. You know, I feel like, and I kind of made a joke of this, like what the Bears were struggling with Justin Fields. It's like, all right, we have this young electrifying quarterback, but no weapons. They went out and got him a weapon, right? And then they just, like, it traded that curse to Bryce Young in the Carolina Panthers. Now, you look at the Carolina Panthers, all right, they got Bryce Young, an exciting young quarterback, but now they don't have any weapons because they traded away DJ Moore to get that quarterback. So that's just kind of funny how that circle had a weird way of, you know, coming full. And running back room, we got Deontay Foreman and Khalil Herbert. Not prolific running backs. Also got Roshan Johnson, the rookie out of Texas. Definitely think we could be looking for a long-term starter, but you never know if one of these running backs pops a dev trade. Who knows? Defense, definitely a work in progress. On the front, we have Gibson and Walker as our two edges. Justin Jones, Javon Dexter, and Zach Pickens. Dexter and Pickens from the draft class. Dexter's legit. I'm a big fan. I thought he was probably the best Florida Gator in terms of draft prospect on the defensive side of the ball last year. And yeah, I think there's a lot of upside there. Say linebackers. They spent big bringing in Edmonds from the Buffalo Bills and TJ Edwards from the Philadelphia Eagles. Both very legit linebackers, going to complement one another. Edmonds is the athletic freak. TJ Edwards is not, he's actually not a great athlete, but everything else he does very, very well. Great tackler, very instinctual player, puts himself in the right position, especially in the coverage. So that's a nice fit. I was annoyed that we had to let him walk, especially because it was a really affordable deal that the Bears got him to sign on the dotted line. Jaquan Brisker and Eddie Jackson, really nice safety duo. We have Jalen Johnson, 85 superstar, Kyler Gordon, and Tyreek Stevenson, the rookie out of Miami with the hidden dev. Really fills out our secondary here. That's a developmental secondary, but I think there definitely is some upside, which is the Chicago Bears at the end of the day, right? Some talent there, some question marks. I don't know if it's all going to work, but if it does work, it won't be surprising because they have some guys in place. So it's going to be on us over the next 5 seasons to make it all work and bring the Chicago Bears another Super Bowl title. So without further ado, let's get into year one of this 5-year rebuild. Let's make it a good one. Let's finish our Madden 23 rebuilds out strong. So what are here in year one? We're sitting atop the NFC North, 5-4. That's actually not too unreasonable for the Bears to be at that. It's just surprising that that's leading the division, given the fact that, you know, I don't even think the most optimistic Bears fans would think that the NFC North is going to be wide open. Probably the Lions are the best. probably, I don't know. Either way, 5-4, we're not going to complain. We're sitting at top. Let's look at some contracts here. How much we got? We have a lot of salary cap. We have a lot of players that we need to pay, but a lot of salary cap. Let's try to cipher through, determine who needs to get paid first. I mean, we don't have a whole lot in terms of pass rush. So I'll get Gibson on a 2-year deal, continue his development a little bit. Jalen Johnson, I mean, why not just start at the top? Jalen Johnson, top priority. I think he's super underrated. Like, I remember against Philly last year, he got burned. He got beat pretty bad. Some plays by AJ Brown, but there was other plays that, like, he was getting stops that, like, I didn't see a whole lot of corners hitting on last year. So I definitely want to keep in the building. We want to keep Darnell Mooney. I think he's a great slot wide receiver. Compliments we have. I think Cole Kmet, I mean, IRL already got a contract extension, so we're going to give him 4 years, which is what I believe his deal was. We don't need Tunney. We don't need that kind of depth. Claypool, I mean, they made the trade for him, and from a Madden sense and from a biased Canadian sense, I'd like to give him a second chance to kind of put it all together. So we will come back to the table on Claypool. Everyone else, best of luck. Shockingly, we got a dev trade here, a superstar dev on Jaquan Brisker, who's an awesome pick. I was a big fan of him during the draft process. Thought he was awesome at Penn State. We got that during a 35-7 loss against the Panthers. So we got, not only do we hit a superstar, we also get a dev trade from that for one of our wide receivers, which is Darnell Mooney, who we got signed to a long-term contract. Let's be honest, he's probably not going to hit that, but I do want to actually, speaking of hitting that, I want to hit back Claypool's agent. Come on, man, I can't pay off. This is my last offer. If not, I've tried everything in my power. Hey, he does sign on the dotted line. That's pretty cool. And best of luck to Mooney on getting zero chance at getting that dev trade. And then if you're one, pretty mid. Yes, the whole NFC North was pretty mid, 7-10, tied for second in the division. But I think the fact that we have 2 first-round picks and over $130 million of available salary cap, like, this is the rebuild. The rebuild is beginning right now. We inherited a team that obviously we couldn't control, the Bears draft or free agency. This is where we're going to do our damage. And we're still pretty good, an 84 overall team. And most of our players are, like, they're going to be guys that we're going to be able to count on. Like, looking at the offense, outside of, like, Cody Whitehair, maybe Khalil Herbert, all these guys are going to be guys that we can build around. On the defense, outside of, you know, Eddie Jackson's probably going to get up there in age a little bit at some point. Like, this is all guys that are, I actually have no idea. It must just be our linebackers. Like, how is our defense in 84? Either way, though, our team is trending in the right direction, and we haven't even made a dent yet in how we want to build our roster. So that's the good news. That's how we can live with this performance this year. Justin Fields, however, I do think we might have to consider firing our offensive coordinator. I don't know if our current scheme is... Yeah, it's just one of those things I feel like if we just put on the Eagles playbook. If we can find a way to hire away an Eagles offensive coordinator, that would give us the Justin Fields we want to see. Khalil Herbert did not really make the most of his opportunity as our starting running back. Darnell Mooney's only got over 1,000 yards. That is going to be a loss of a superstar dev, I bet, for DJ Moore, which is definitely going to suck. Decent year to Claypool, 9 touchdowns, almost double digits. Edmonds and Edwards, yep, tackle machines. 7 sacks for the rookie Javon Dexter. Actually, a hell of a year for Javon Dexter. He's on a normal dev. Could get that jump up to a star. Jalen Johnson led the team with 3 interceptions. The yearly awards MVP goes to Joe Burrow in the NFC. Looking for some Chicago Bears here. Javon Dexter does win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Love seeing that for a Florida Gator there. We'll ignore that Taylor Heineke was Quarterback of the Year. That is truly disgusting. Who wants to see that? But big time shout out Javon Dexter, Defensive Rookie of the Year, dev trait in his future. And it's not a bad year to have all that cap rollover. There's literally, like, T. Higgins is the only guy, and I didn't even really want to come in and, like, improve my wide receiver room. Because if you could bring in T. Higgins, then you're pretty much going to have to give up on Claypool, and we just signed Claypool. But it's like, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of, like, regret. Like, if we don't get T. Higgins, hey, T. Higgins is one of the best wide receiver twos, a legit shot he hits the market. You know what? We'll offer just a neutral deal. We're not going to overpay. If no one else bids, so be it. We'll take them, and then we'll deal with the repercussions. But other than that, man, like, nothing. I was hoping to spend all my money and get better. Like, I'm not going to bring guys that I know already have contracts in real life. So, like, Lindstrom's already signed a big deal. Like, Ed Oliver already signed a big deal with the Bills. The only linebackers, you know, secondary, nothing really in terms of upgrades. So, really, T. Higgins is the only guy that would make even any sense here for the Bears. And we get him. Okay. I guess fuck Claypool. Maybe trade one of these guys. Mooney, Clay. Yeah, probably is going to be Claypool, honestly. So we're going to hope to do our damage in the draft. I have a good board right now. I'll say that. I have a pretty good draft board. My top 3 picks. One is here in the corner room. And it's Grant Dubois. Like to look at him. 3 Bs, NAC, 6'3", elite strength, elite acceleration, 4.3 speed. Now, the thing is, can we wait in the second round? We're going to have a top pick in the second round as well. Might be able to address that. I really like to look at this edge rusher, Theo Bryant. 3 Bs, don't care about the zone coverage. And I do think edge is like a position that we need. And usually, you're going to need a top 10 pick to get an edge rusher. He's a top fit for our team. Elite acceleration, 4.5 at his pro day. So almost a 4.4 edge rusher. Top 5 in the 3-cone, the 20-yard shuttle. I just feel like the opportunity cost, we don't usually have a top 10 pick, might be the time to grab an edge rusher. Or my last pick is Dakota Barrett, an A, 2 Bs, and a C here at defensive tackle. You know, with the breakout of Javon Dexter, makes it not necessarily a necessity that we get a partner in crime for him. Plus, a little bit later on, you can tell I got some hearts next to some big boys. 359, 353. You know, those guys there are both going to be pretty good and could be a nice consolation prize. So I think all things equal, the opportunity cost, you rarely have an edge rusher that's worth drafting outside of the top 10. We have pick 9, so we're going to grab Theo Bryant, the pass rusher from Washington. Great athlete as well. Hopefully that depth trait's nice. And then we are back at pick 16. We had 2 first-round picks, thanks to the the Panthers. Barrett is actually still on board here. I feel like that's the move to make right now. Let's go. Welcome to the Bears. There's Javon Dexter's partner. So to move up 13 spots in the second round, we're able to find a trade partner. The Texans able to get Claypool off our books. Basically, I had no negotiating power. I probably could have finessed some team for Claypool, but understanding, you know, we are very much sellers in this regard and not buyers. Kind of what you got to do. Now we're going to be able to take a look into the second. We don't even need corners. It's just, I want to get my guys. I want to get the guys that I identify that are going to be good players, and we're able to really get the last of my big 3 in Grant Dubois out of Oklahoma State, 6'3", 94 acceleration, 93 speed. Let's go, kid. Now, Khalil Herbert has not been giving us what we really expected out of our running back spot. So here's a day 3 pick. We're going to reach for him in the second round, but double A. We get A break tackle, A carrying. He's a power back, 233. And, he's also, like, probably the best athlete of the running back class in terms of combination. Elite jumping, great acceleration, 4.4 speed at, 233? Yes, sir! Probably could have got better value. Probably could have waited to get him in the 3rd or 4th round. Whatever, man. Make sure we get him. Got one of them big nose tackles. Easy pick. Can't even gloat about it. If it's this late in the Madden cycle and you're not picking these guys, what are you doing? Our last pick of the draft. Not too often I give fullback love. But A lead block, A pass block, B run block. And we got elite strength, elite jumping. So this could be like one of those hidden. Ooh, I bet you this guy's gonna be pretty good though. So looking at our draft recap, that is this might be one of my best drafts ever. Now we gotta see the dev traits. Chris Tyler, 75 normal. Mitchell was I didn't even think about talking about it. He was normal dev, 74. 74, what? McGriff, 75 hidden dev. Terrence Robertson, 74 hidden dev. Grant Dubois, 76 hidden dev. Dakota Barrett, 74 hidden dev. And Theo Bryant, 76 hidden dev. Hey, if this is the final rebuild, this is our final Madden 23 rebuild. This is what you do. This is what I need to bring to the table. Now, I will say this is a little bit of a bummer right here. A little bit. Loser squad going into year 2. And as a related, we didn't really close on the depth chart. We already knew DJ Moore was going to be losing his superstar, which kind of sucks. But the addition of T. Higgins makes the strength of his wide receiver room as good as maybe it's ever been for the Chicago Bears in their freaking history. It's been probably since, Brandon Marshall and Alshon, since they had depth like this. We're going to give Robertson the opportunity to start because Khalil Herbert just, even though he's an 80, didn't really make the most out of his opportunities. And he's getting up to, I think he's like 26, still on normal dev. Ugh. Not exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to make that slight change there. On the defense, this is where we have a lot of change. Barrett, McGriff, Bryant, all going to get a lot of snaps here as rookies. In the secondary, Jaquan Brisker is now a superstar dev. Tyreek Stevenson, now a superstar dev. And Grant Dubois, is that Grant? What's his name? Yeah, it is Grant. Isn't that's the same name of like a wide receiver from UAB in last year's draft class. Anyways, he's going to be our starting corner. We're going to get these rookies on the field and contributing right away. So right now, getting pretty much across the line here that I'm going to be firing my OC. We're going to be looking elsewhere, man. We've had like 2-3 games, at least 2 that we've got 0. We've been shut out. So that's we're going to change it, man. I just can't keep running into a wall head first like that. We're going to make a change. Hopefully we get a good role in that, whoever the available OCs are going to be an upgrade. But let's look at our contract here. We have so much money. I have no problem even giving someone like Eddie Jackson a little bit of a longer year. And we'll come back to the table. We get Tevin Jenkins at right guard. We'll bump that up to a player-friendly 4-year deal. Okay, he doesn't want to be here. We'll pay him more money. Can't really let these guys walk. Now, we did draft a white-haired successor. We got a 74 rookie center. I feel like that's, we can move on there. Khalil Herbert got his replacement. Marcus Walker get his play. I like Sanborn. I think we can keep Sanborn. Something like that. 4 years, 16 mil. Guy, here we go. He's not going to play a lot. He's just solid linebacker depth. He's that, we're going to have a lot of TJ Edwards primarily and Tremaine Edmonds on the field, but he's that nice third option. And we'll definitely come back to the table for Jenkins and Jackson. At the end of year 2, this season, it's rough. It's rough, man. The offense, not good. And we're going to do this. I know they're not doing it right now on Hard Knocks, like getting rid of showing players and all that stuff getting cut. No, not here. Glenn Powers. Congratulations. You're now going to be a regional manager at Enterprise Rent-A-Car because you are not a very good offensive coordinator. With that, looking at available OCs, wonder what we got. We have Vegas, Carolina, Kansas. I won't do Kansas City. That's a little too overpowered. Oh, yes! I wanted Philly. We got Philly, baby. Clearly in this situation, right? Matt Eberflus, defensive head coach, he would hand the reins over to his offensive coordinator. So in this scenario, we signed Brian Johnson. Put that name on it. Power Run West Coast. So we're going to go and make that the scheme, and I guarantee we're going to start seeing better production out of Justin Fields. And then just let it be known, this is as by the book as you can get, right? I didn't pick Kansas City. I could have picked who's available. Not often you see a KC playbook coach available. We decided to go with something that's a little bit more in the wheelhouse of the quarterback that we have right now. Josh Fields played solid, 4,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, not a bad year. Running offense, not great. Terrence Robertson, he's a star dev. He's one of our hidden devs. But, again, we got that at least out on a rookie deal. Not like we had to pay Khalil Herbert or anything. Receiving 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns for T. Higgins. So we're a little bit on the fence about bringing them into a crowded wide receiver room. Who we needed to bring them in, need to get more weapons. I love seeing DJ Moore going over 1,000 yards. Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet, a little bit underwhelming. I think the change in offense should help those guys eat a little bit more. Defensively, Edmonds and Edwards, tackle machines. Love seeing that. On the sacks front, Javon Dexter, back-to-back years leading the team in sacks. 20 TFLs, 6.5 sacks. Dakota Barrett, his partner in crime on the D-line there. He was hidden dev. It is a star. Not a crazy year. Also not a ridiculous year. Theo Bryant was our first round pick, only 2.5 sacks, but he's superstar, which is awesome. A superstar pass rusher. Need to find more ways to get him involved, though. There's no other way around it. Grant Dubois, corner that we traded Claypool for, is superstar as well. We got 3 superstar corners in our secondary. Jalen Johnson's a superstar. Grant Dubois is a superstar. Tyreek Stevenson is a superstar. So that'll be cool as long as those guys can hold on and maintain their dev traits. There's a lot of good news there, even though it was a disappointing season. Dak wins the MVP, looking for some Chicago Bears. Dakota Barrett does win Defensive Rookie of the Year. So it's back-to-back years a Bears defensive tackle has won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Barrett hits that. That means we're going to get 3 superstars from that draft class that is already stacked, where the lowest rated player was, 73, 74, somewhere in that range. So all in all, the fact that we're able to roll and get an Eagles playbook now for Justin Fields and our draft class was so stacked, I'm optimistic about years 3, 4, and 5 of this rebuild. So much money to spend. It's not the worst thing to not want to spend because we are going to have to pay Justin Fields, I think. But I just needed a pass rusher. I was like, I'll pay $100 million as a big-time pass rusher, and that's simply really the top 2 pass rushers are Troyon Shoyinka, Baron Browning. We could bring, hey, you know what? How about just for one, because there's no one there. How about just for 1 year? And we have so much money. We run it back with, I don't know how Bears fans grade the Khalil Mack era. I feel like feel like it was fine. All right, we'll bring Khalil Mack back for 1 year just because there's no other edges worth getting. Maybe we can draft another one. Draft another superstar one. Why not? We had to sit and wait for a little bit. We weren't that bad, but we got pick 13, and we've kind of gone all in on defensive ends, edge rushers. We did bring in Khalil Mack, but, you know, now it's time for us to do and try to get some fits here, baby. And unfortunately, where we're picking, all right, first guy was a right outside linebacker. He's gone. Wow. All right, talent kind of dried up here. Okay. Well, we're down to 2 because Northrop looks like the best in terms of player grades, but he's clearly a 3-4 defensive end. So one of our picks is either going to be Ruben Bean or Sean Turner. Sean Turner, 6'3", 260 out of Bama. A finesse move. So he's, you know, I don't really. Usually you don't need a complete guy, right? You don't need a guy that is A finesse, A power, because that's just, you know, that's not. It's not his archetype. So he has A finesse move, B tackle, C block set. Not bad. Combine, pretty good. Great speed, elite change of direction. Greatest. So he's a good athlete. Good athlete, good edge, good. And then this guy here also, I mean, a little bit more rounded. Does have A finesse move, C power move, C block set. Don't know his tackling. Out of Ole Miss. Didn't go to the combine. Kind of intriguing. Both these guys kind of on the short side. I almost feel like let's play homage. Back in the day, guy didn't go to a combine. Meant they were really good. Maybe this guy's only going to be a normal dev. All right. The mystery box worked. Ruben Bean, welcome. You get to learn under Khalil Mack this year. All right, so the fallout from the draft. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit here. I needed a safety after we got our edge rusher. I feel like Eddie Jackson's replacement, we got to get that on the books. So there wasn't any safeties that look good, so there was a big corner that could probably move to safety. Ben Walden, 6'4", 200-pound, and my plan is to move him to safety. Now, obviously, you know, 58 tackle, got a ways to go, but, you know, he doesn't have to play right away. He can learn under Eddie Jackson, much like Ruben Bean is going to learn under Khalil Mack. And Bean is 75 hidden dead pass rusher. Let's go. And then finish up with really good roles for special teams, replacing and just replenishing the kicker and punter. 74, 73. Let's go. Midway point of year number 3. First year on the Eagles system and scheme, and 4-3. And our offense is still not elite, but better. We get a top 10 passing offense right now, which is something we haven't got out of Justin Fields so far. Week 7, get a Edmonds Player of the Week, 2 picks, 7 tackles. Not bad. Not bad. Look at the record. Record's looking good. And I'm not expecting, you know, brand new scheme, brand new terminology, all that stuff. Year 1 of that, it's probably not going to be as good as it's going to be year 3, year 4. So let's take a look here at our contracts. Who's getting paid? Who's not getting paid? We'll start with Braxton Jones. Have all, you know, all belief that he could be our franchise tackle. Even though there's no depth or anything like that, he's more than solid. DJ Moore, I like that he's buying in. Like, I like all these guys. It doesn't look like I'm going to have to overpay them, at least the top ones. Edwards, looking for a 4-year deal. He's been solid. He's been a tackle machine, along with Edmonds, so we'll get that. Jaquan Brisker, superstar safety. Definitely want to keep him in the building, so we'll offer this up here a little bit. 6 and 5.5, $57.5 million over 5 years. Locked in. Justin Fields. Yeah, I'm gonna gamble that you're gonna be playing a lot better. Now, he's the one that's kind of playing hardball right now. Out of all the players, that's probably the one that you don't want to play hardball. But I'm confident we'll be able to get something locked in. We got Nate Davis at left guard. We're just really trying to keep the offensive line here together. Everyone else, I mean, Kyler Gordon's just bare on the depth chart. We've moved on from Gibson. Khalil Mack's just a Band-Aid. So we'll come to terms. We got 141 was declined by Fields. I think we could probably get it signed for 150 next week. Done. We close out year 3. Well, the offense, you know, not the role that I was hoping to get, given the change to the Eagles playbook, but we're first place in the division, and we were the 1 seed in the NFC first round bye. That's surprising, I guess, for our defense just to be that good, but also we have a lot of superstars, a lot of guys like that across the board, but also surprising that the offense didn't really take a next step. Justin Fields, 4,400 yards, 35 touchdowns. He's playing better, for sure, and we're getting a lot more. I mean, not actually a lot more, but a little bit more out of our run game. Robertson goes 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. DJ Moore, 12 and 15. Ooh, he ate. He was in our slot position. Cole Kmet with a nice year. T. Higgins. I mean, none of these guys are on superstar, so it's not like I had to worry about dev traits going down. Defensively, Edmonds and Edwards did what they did. Edmonds, 4 picks as well. 17 sacks. Okay, so I guess Guess we need Khalil Mack not to retire. Maybe I need to bring back Khalil Mack back in Chicago as a career year for the Bears. I don't know if he ever had a season like that with the Bears. Josh Allen wins MVP. Khalil Mack third place in Defensive Player of the Year standings. I don't think we're gonna have anybody else there, unfortunately. But my God, here I was like, I've seen Khalil Mack in the contract stage, like, yeah, thank you for your service for 1 year. Thanks for maybe taking some of our young edge rushers under. I didn't know he got 21 TFLs, 17 sacks. Jesus Christ. All right, first round, we got Anthony Richardson, Justin Jefferson, the Minnesota Vikings in town. They're a little salted that they didn't get the divisional title over us. And we pulled the double. We defeat them 31-28 with an outstanding performance. Jalen Johnson, 2 pick sixes. I have not seen something like that for a playoff game. What a turn of events there. Now we got the Commanders standing between us and a Super Bowl appearance here in year 3. And it's a copy and paste. We are in the Super Bowl. The Chicago Bears are taking on the Tennessee Titans on the back of our outstanding defense and acceptable offense. Let's get a Super Bowl. Like, this is winnable. Like, Tennessee's not, it's not like we're playing the Chiefs. That's a winnable Super Bowl right here. We can stop the run. Be able to make some magic happen. First quarter, Tennessee does strike first with the first touchdown of the game. They get, okay, let's get a little bit one side here, fellas. Let's get a score here. Come on. Come on, baby. There we go. 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, 2 straight scores by the Bears. Love seeing it. Not looking good though. There's the we gave up a touchdown, then we turned the ball over right away. I'm about to say something that might not be the funnest thing to say right now to any Bears fans watch. I think Fields probably kind of sucks here. Justin Fields might not be great Madden quarterback. He's a good Madden user quarterback, but I don't know. I can't talk. He had a pretty good game. Damn it. Damn it. We'll be back. We got 2 years left to get back. We'll be back. Unfortunately, I don't even get an opportunity to try to re-sign Khalil Mack. He goes out. Come on, man. We're going to get back to the Super Bowl. Go with a ring. Goes out after 12 years. I'm glad though we just decided to throw him an offer there. What a year. Another free agency where there's like not a clear guy to sign. Now, we do have Kayvon Thibodeau here, 92 pass rusher. The question is whether or not to give the first-round edge rushers we've drafted a chance, or do you just say screw it and get a guy that's a little bit more proven. Now, realistic rebuild is in the title. This might bite me in the ass. I'm going to go with the guys that we drafted and see if any of them can give us something like we saw at Khalil Mack. And with TJ Edwards kind of being like the only guy that's like starting to regress a little bit on the defense, I'm going to look at Lamar Rivers here. Double A's in pursuit and tackle, and he's also a freak athlete. So that's usually a decent role, and actually it's not at all. He's normal def. Still pretty good. 75 overall, pick 31. That is great value when you're picking at the bottom of the barrel in terms of first-round graded players. But, you know, with where our team is at, I don't think we're going to expect anything out of the last 2 drafts for guys that are going to be able to contribute. Something I didn't even see. Justin Fields is up to superstar. When did he get that? Saw that when I was, like, putting my team here together. You got it for Offensive Player of the Week. Right on. Midway point of year 4. 4-3, only a game back. You know, kind of decent. Our defense definitely took a step back. Missing Khalil Mack. We're feeling the loss of a 34-year-old 1-year rental pass rusher, which makes me doesn't feel, you know, that doesn't make you feel the best about the state of your team. Let's look at some contracts. Guys who want for the remainder of the rebuild. We'll get Edmonds. Dexter's been awesome for us for the most part. We'll pay even a little extra to make sure he signs on the dotted line. Tyreek Stevenson, superstar dev corners. Those don't grow on trees. We'll get him locked in. And yeah, we'll make sure we get Dexter signed in and spend the rest. Finally, hopefully, get someone good in free agency that can move the needle for the squad. And not brutal. I mean, not the divisional title that we wanted, but 11-6 is a pretty decent finish with a top 10 offense, almost top 10 defense. Week 18, got a victory over the Bucs, which is never easy, on a 4-touchdown game from Justin Fields, 2 passing, 2 rushing. Hey, not mad about that. Can't be mad about that. Now, we got to play Dallas in the first round, which kind of sucks as we look to get back to the Super Bowl. Justin Fields is just the only quarterback to ever really suck with the Eagles playbook. But again, those rushing numbers are pretty good. pretty good rushing numbers. If I have to be, like, if you combine it, you got 4,800 yards, 39 touchdowns. So, you know, I suppose. But, like, these are more Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinal playbook numbers than it is Philly. Philly, you can usually get, like, a couple, 35 touchdowns or something like that. But, not brutal. No 1,000-yard receiver, but, decent seasons across the board. Defensively, Edwards, and Brisker all going over 100 tackles. Dakota Barrett, 9 sacks, 8.5 Theo Bryant, 8 from Dexter, 8 from Bean. So, like, we didn't have a Khalil Mack, but honestly, everyone else stepped it up. I don't think the role of, like, not signing Kayvon Thibodeau and trusting our guys, trusting our draft picks, I'm not disappointed with those numbers. And Jaquan Brisker led the team with 5 interceptions. Quick look at the yearly awards. MVP goes to Dak Prescott. I bet you, wow. Like I say, with the rushing numbers, usually rushing numbers inflate a quarterback stock in the MVP race. We'd see Justin Fields there. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I don't think we're going to have any Bears. Ooh, there we go, too. Tevin Jenkins gets lineman of the year somehow, which is likely going to be a dev trade increase. And Jaquan Brisker is the top defensive back. And he's already on a superstar. So that could be an X factor, shiny new one in the defensive side. We start this playoff with the Dallas Cowboys. Just going to rip the Band-Aid off. It's probably going to be a loss. And everything's going to go on to year 5 Super Bowl. Psych! Handle business. 2014. We got the division round. We're running the gauntlet. This one here against the Rams. Not a tough team to come up against in the sim. And we handle business on a weekly award performance here. Justin Fields and Barrett. Justin Fields, 3 touchdowns. Barrett, 4 sacks from the D tackle spot, putting the Bears into the NFC Championship game. Back-to-back years. This time, what's standing between us is actually a pretty decent-looking Detroit Lions team. The battle of the NFC North, Super Bowl on the line. No pressure whatsoever. Much like the UFC before a big heavyweight fight, tail of the tape. The Bears and the number 9 offense going against Detroit and their number 11 offense. The Bears and their number 11 defense going against the Lions and their number 8 defense. So, like, we are pretty evenly matched across the board. Credit to Dan Campbell for building a legitimate squad. But we were able to, it's actually not even that close. I don't even want to look at who we're playing in the Super Bowl. We get a player of the week here. And it's Justin Fields doing the thing again. Not actually a great game. I'd say that's probably credit to our defense for shutting down the Lions quarterback, if that's what happened there. Edwards was solid. Great. The Chiefs got Tariq Woolen somehow. Good for them. They needed it. That is our Super Bowl matchup. Bears, Chiefs. We're 91 overall. They're probably going to be up in the 90s, if I had to guess. I'm going to say they're 90 overall. 91 and a 90. Oh, they're actually only an 88. Damn it. This is a tough draw. Well, let's try it. Now, rule of thumb, and I'm imposing this right now. Because we're taking the Chiefs, I can hop on the sticks twice during this game. I'll only invoke those if it starts getting one-sided and borderline embarrassing, and I got to try to keep my team in it. And it's not a bad start. 3-3, trading field goals. You know the Chiefs are eventually going to start scoring touchdowns, which they do. They get first blood there. But lots of defense being played here by the Chicago Bears. But man, oh man, can we buy time? We get a tutty before the end of the first half. Kansas City goes down and gets a tutty before the end of the first half. They get actually 10 points at the end of the first half, which is pretty tough. I think we're going to need to invoke coming in on the sticks here, if it even will give me a chance. All right, 3rd and 3. We need a quick touchdown here and a stop. What do we got? Who's our best guy? Who's our shot play player? T. Higgins got the jump ball ability. Moore has a little bit of speed. Can always tuck and run with Justin Fields. We got Moore. Spin. There we go. Man, Justin Fields, 2 interceptions. It's not the kind of performance that you need there. And we get no fucking points, dude. And then they just get the instant touchdown as soon as we get a touchdown. Oh, my God. I mean, it's Kansas City. It is what it is. Justin Fields play like dog shit. 2 straight Super Bowl losses. And now we're looking at a year 5 Super Bowl or bust. Said I wanted to finish Madden 23 with a good rebuild. It's a lot of pressure going into year 5. So here's our 5th and final utter desperation free agency. 1, Jalen Carter, because he's the best player available, and we could definitely use him on our defensive line. 2, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Don't really need a wide receiver. We don't have X factors on the offense. Maybe that's something that we're missing in the sim that could elevate Justin Fields as a passer. And then Jahmyr Gibbs just at running back to steal someone away from the Detroit Lions. And we get all 3, baby. Let's go get that Super Bowl. Now, there's literally no one that I can get. And if this was realistic, I'd probably be like, I'm having my doubts about Justin Fields a little bit. So I'm going to go and grab a Grant Brown quarterback. And he sucks too. Great. Right on. And honestly, for the asset of the first round, getting a 74 QB, not brutal. We got John Davis, 76 wide receiver, but it's all nothing but normal devs for the final draft of this rebuild. Let's more so focus on the dope free agency we had. Jalen Carter, let's go. Year 5 of the Bears. This is our final squad. 88 field superstar. Jenkins up to a superstar. Offensive line looks good. We had Jahmyr Gibbs and JSN, who's going to be our slot wide receiver, to an already pretty potent offense that's been a little bit underperforming. Hopefully that's enough. Get this over the line. On the defensive side, the addition of Jalen Carter cannot be understated. Getting a big-time X Factor. Last time we had a big-time X Factor, it was a old-ass Khalil Mack, and he still dominated. I think one of the best secondaries in the NFL, even with the aging Eddie Jackson. Linebacker core is solid. No real weakness to this squad. 2 straight Super Bowl losses. Can we not only get back to the Super Bowl and win, so that we're not kind of like the mini version of the Bills in the 90s? That'd be certainly a way to, like, imagine we lose 3 straight Super Bowls for our final rebuild. Is that a bad omen for Madden 24? I don't know. And we finished year 5. Great momentum. Anytime you beat the Chiefs in the sim, even if it's a close one, still feels pretty good. So we beat the Chiefs. Didn't win the division. We've only won the division once in this rebuild, but 12-5 is not bad. Got to run the gauntlet here. Starts against the Rams. Let's take a look at the stats. And hey, Justin Fields, best season. Best season easily as a Bear. 4,500 yards, 39 touchdowns, 8 picks. Had 5 and 9 as a rusher. This is a really nice rushing attack, honestly. Robertson is the power back, red zone vulture. Gibbs went 1,200 yards. JSN in the slot. So, like, honestly, it's, you know, it's not the best way to end it because a lot of our mercenaries, guys that we just got for year 5, are like the big contributors, but it's what we needed. Defensively, Edmonds and Edwards continues to be awesome. Jalen Carter's ridiculous. Javon Dexter's been amazing. 10 sacks for Ruben Bean. 3 picks, Tyreek Stevenson. Look at the yearly awards, man. Fields is going to be up there. Runner-up for the MVP, Justin Fields. Well, if you're going to have your best year and your breakout year, might as well be year 5. Can't save it for something that he's won quarterback of the year, so he's going to be an X factor if we can make the Super Bowl. Which, hey, 2 straight Super Bowls. While we're here, let's look at the career stats just now, early, so I'll probably forget. 27,000 yards passing for Justin Fields, 203 tutties to 77 interceptions, 3,500 yards rushing, 31 touchdowns. I mean, he's been solid. I think overall, I'd give him like a B for this rebuild. Some of it wasn't his fault. I think the Bears playbook sucks in the sim, which wasn't helping the first 2 years. But overall, you know, definitely wasn't playing at that, like, this level that he played this year. I expect that for more than just the 5th and final year. DJ Moore obviously spent some of that with the Panthers, but he goes over 10,000 yards in his career. Mooney, 6,100 yards, 40 tutties. Coral Komet, almost 4,500 yards, 22 tutties. Defensively, Edmonds over 1,000, Edwards over 1,000, Eddie Jackson 800. We got in the sacks department 77 sacks. Jalen Carter. He wasn't part of the first draft class, so he's actually been amazing. Hopefully, he's like that for the Eagles. 37.5 sacks for Javon Dexter, 21 for Theo Bryan. We have 18 picks. Jalen Johnson, 17 from Eddie Jackson, 14 from Jaquan Brisker. All very legit players in our secondary. But our playoff journey begins. We got to run the whole gauntlet against the Rams. Taking a look, Rams, not great. I mean, good defense. Offense kind of sucks. I mean, they could guys technically win a really ugly game. But I think if we can get rolling, we should be able to 52-5. 4 touchdowns, Jahmyr Gibbs. Love it. You love to see that. Now it goes back to what I love, that to be a homegrown guy getting player of the week and not a mercenary. Sure, but beggars can't be choosers. It's year 5. We need a Super Bowl. We are desperate for a Super Bowl. The next round, division round, we got the 11-6 Giants. 89 overall. Really good roster. Top 10 offense, top 10 defense. We're pretty evenly matched, even though we're a little bit better in every category and team overall. This should be a close one. And we got 100 points in 2 playoff games. Justin Fields, 3 touchdowns on the day. 100 points. Back-to-back 50 bombs. This team is pissed off they've lost 2 Super Bowls in a row. And now we got the Eagles, my beloved birds. 88 overall, very good. Top 10 offense, or top 10 defense, sorry, top 15. I mean, again, good roster. I don't think they match up particularly well. It's going to be Eagles playbook. And it's a shootout, 38-35. But, man, our offense has been fired. And also there's Jalen Johnson, pick 6. Justin Fields, 3 touchdowns. As our Super Bowl has been set, it is going to be a team that's trying not to become the Bills of the 90s against the Bills. The big news is, after all the awards, is Justin Fields going to enter this matchup as a superstar X factor, because that could be the difference between winning and losing. And somehow, even after all of his accolades, winning passing rating leader, quarterback of the year, offensive player of the year, he gets MVP even though he didn't win MVP. No dev trait. Brutal. And this is the battle of the two best teams here in year 5, but we're staring down the barrel not only of year 5 Super Bowl or bust, but 3 straight Super Bowl losses, even in like our big long 0 to 7 ring series. We do 15 plus years. We've never lost 3 in a row. I don't even know if we ever lost 2 in a row. So we got a bunch of field goals, and that's the problem with field goals right there. Bills get 1 touchdown, and they're in the lead. And we get our touchdown to end the first half, up 13-7. Buffalo pushing the second half, up 1. We are in scoring range here. We go for it. Kick another field. We missed the field goal. Sure, why not? Miss another field goal. All right, there's 6 points on the board. Let's help them out, man. This team needs something. Jesus Christ, dude, come on. Back-to-back 50 bombs in the sim, and as soon as I come and play them in a play the moment, sit the front row, we just can't buy a touchdown to save our fucking life. We'll go to Gibbs out the backfield. He throws a disgusting stiff arm. That was actually very disgusting. First touchdown of the second half for the Bears. We force a punt, 45 seconds. We're going to have the ball last. Put it away. Put it away. 9 seconds. There we go. At the depth. To avoid 3 straight Super Bowl losses, the Chicago Bears get a check mark, and we finish out the Madden 23 season the only way we should have, with a successful Super Bowl. The Bears, Super Bowl champions. It did take a little bit of mercenaries, right? Did take Jahmyr Gibbs. Did take Jackson Smith and Digba. Did take adding in Jalen Carter. But sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you need a little bit of roll. And when you have like a team with the Bears, they have so much salary cap. Like they might even have to spend money to like avoid, penalties and shit like that. You got to spend that money, and we kind of saved all that salary cap and spent it eventually. So I don't have too much of an issue about it. There you go, Justin Fields, celebrate it, and that is a perfect way to cap off the Madden 23 season. I should say, let me know in the comment section below what you guys want to see for our first Madden 24 rebuild. I already made a poll on Twitter. Seemed like actually the Colts and Anthony Richardson kind of was our runaway, but if you guys want to see something different, let me know in the comment section below who you want to see first in Madden 24. And it's Madden 24 season is upon us. So if it is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. And I'll see you back in the next one. Thank you. Peace out. Love ya. Have a good one.